Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Burn It Down Weekend Preview episode. I am your host, Ricky Allen Jr. Joining me is Mr. Ross the Boss Tatum. Ross, how are you on this glorious Friday evening?
Doing great. I'm looking forward to the weekend. Not looking forward to the races, but I am looking forward to the weekend. And me and my kid just jammed out to Ella Langley on the way home. I think I'm officially an Ella fella. So shout out
Oh,
Ella Langley. Marry
she's
me.
been real popular lately. She's been in my feed quite a bit recently.
Mine too, buddy. I'm not complaining.
I'm not
and I'm
either.
enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good stuff. So, Ross, are you doing okay? I just want to really ask this because I know we're getting in this summer stretch here. We had Pocono, we had obviously Coronado last weekend, and now we're heading into Sonoma. So I know it's back-to-back road courses. Pocono's kind of a lull. We had Michigan before that. Are you doing okay? You hanging in there?
Hey, we're surviving. I really don't like this stretch of the year. You know this. My friends know this. Everyone knows this. Everybody has to keep a watch on me this time of
That's
year
why I'm checking on
because
you. I want to make sure you're
my
okay.
my rage factor can go through the roof.
Yep.
I will say I'm looking forward to Sunday's race because it's the last road course of the year and we're only in June. So
Yeah.
thank the Lord. But I am not, and I am debating if I even want to watch Saturday after I saw the entry list. Talk about knowing who's going to win before the race even starts. So, looking forward to the weekend, but mostly because this is it for road courses. Praise the Lord.
For he is good all the time. Hallelujah. But is there any chance that SVG and Zillage get together again? I mean, I feel like they're both kind of hungry for wins right now.
Man, I guess they could get together, but unless they completely destroy themselves, I mean, do you see anyone else winning? I mean, they could go to the very back of the pack, and I
Are
think they
we
could drive
talking
through and win.
ORAPs? We talking
ORAPs,
ORAPs?
yeah.
Yeah.
ORAPs.
No, I mean, realistically, one of them's going to win. I mean, I think I saw today, didn't Connor have a flat during qualifying or something? So he's going to
He
have to start
did.
at the back anyway. So
Yeah.
that'll be fun to watch him drive through the field. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. He impressed me at Coronado last week up until obviously the incident, which wasn't his fault. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
But we know he's good at road courses,
Yeah,
so it's
of
just
course.
not it's not like a huge surprise. I
Yeah.
guess the call would be, would you rather take SVG on the pole tomorrow in DFS, or would you rather take
Mm,
Zillage
mm.
starting 37th, 36th?
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one.
That's a big tough one right there
That
because
is a tough
obviously
one.
the worst Zillage will finish if he stays out of trouble second, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I would say so. I would lean toward Zillage. But I mean, laps led's not going to be a huge thing. I think it's only a quarter of a point, and obviously at the road courses, the laps are not as many as like a short track or mile and a half. But you do have to take into account the fastest lap too, which is what 4/10 of a point, I believe, or 0.45, something
I
like
think
that.
you're right. Yeah.
So that is a factor because assuming SVG jumps out to a lead early, I mean, he's going to be clicking off fast laps. I mean, even when he saves tires, he's going to be going faster than the field most of the time. So, yeah, that's a good one, Ross. We might have to, just like for fun, like one of us take one and one the other. I know we do like our snake drafts too. So maybe that'll be like a fun head-to-head to keep track of because I don't know what the right answer is. I lean towards Illich just because of all
Well,
the position differential, but
I'm looking at the salaries for the race.
Mhm.
You would have to be a fool to take SVG this week. 15,500
Oof.
is the cost on
I don't think it's worth it.
SVG.
You can get more
No.
points elsewhere, right? Between value
Yeah.
picks and
Yeah.
point differential.
So SVG is 15.5. Connor
Mhm.
Zillich is 12.5. You can work with the
Yeah,
12.5.
give me
It's really
12.
hard to work. Yeah, it's really hard to work with the
3,000
15.5.
difference, that's a big gap there. So, yep.
And on single entries, hey, you might want to avoid Zillich and hope for the worst.
Well, so
And
if it's if it's like a snake draft, right, where salary doesn't come into play, who are you picking?
Zillage. No. Yeah, Zillage.
Yeah.
Just the differential. I think
Yeah. I
that'd
mean,
be hard to
that's
beat.
30 some points right there, right? I mean, think realistically is if SVG leads, I mean, that's even if he leads 30 laps, that's what, 7, 8 points, right? That's not even for just laps led. I'm not counting like fastest laps.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, no,
I
you're
I, I
right.
think Zilic will be the better DFS pick.
Yeah. Sorry to get us off on
Yeah, no, no,
a
no,
B
that's
word
fine.
tangent, but
No,
I
that's
was
fine.
just I was that was interesting
Listen,
to
that's
me.
part of the weekend preview now, man. It
That's
just
right,
it
right.
it
That's right.
glides. We don't have to have an agenda. It's all good.
No agenda, no
No
agenda. We're
agenda.
just
It's
here
we're just
chit-chatting.
chatting. We're just chatting. Um,
Hey, there was some big news this week, Ricky Allen Jr., possible big news.
what you got?
I don't know if this is in your notes, but there has been a rumor floating that RFK may cuck colleague racing and become the Dodge team. This is
Really?
not official, but the
Oh.
rumors are starting to circulate.
Uh-huh.
And also, obviously, we saw some rumors from Jordan Bianchi
Uh-huh.
saying that Dodge could be here as soon as 2027. Now, Brad did post a tweet about a day later saying that uh, that Ford has a multi-year contract with RFK, so there's no plans on leaving. And he
Uh-huh.
said, take that for what you will. But with rumors circulating in NASCAR, we know how that goes, especially when even Jordan Bianchi's commenting on it.
Yeah.
We could have a fourth manufacturer here pretty
Oh,
soon.
man, that'd be great. I know everyone's been ready for Dodge to come back in, and I mean, I feel like we've seen this coming, obviously, with Kala going to Ram and the trucks, and it just feels like an appetizer to what's to come. So, that's exciting, though.
Yeah, but it would be very Michael Waltrip-ish type deal for Kaulig to break Ram into NASCAR, back into NASCAR, and then for a bigger team to come in and cuck them and
Snatch them
be
up.
the number one team. Yeah,
Hey,
that's
that's
just
business, baby.
that's business. And
Yeah.
obviously, the Ram trucks still aren't hitting on much half a year into it, but
They
they're still
I will say
there's
they've gotten more out of it than I maybe expected, and I think some of that is maybe just staying out of trouble. Um, it seems like it's been a lot of chaos recently in the lower series and even in the Cup series too. So, yeah, I mean they've been getting some results, but yeah, they don't have that raw speed that a lot of the other manufacturers have.
no doubt. Yeah, like a 6th to 10th place finish is a big deal for them this
Hey, I've
year.
been meaning to
100%.
comment on something about this because I know we've talked about. I remember back in I think it was our first episode, we were talking about how Ram didn't have simulation or anything. Um, I was talking to somebody at Matthew Williams, his wedding. I believe it's his uncle. I was talking to who's been involved with racing, and he told me that Toyota brings a sim to the racetrack.
That's funny you mentioned that. I also heard that on DBC this week that
Uh-huh.
that the Toyota sim was being used all weekend before the race last
Yeah,
weekend
it's
at
like a
Coronado.
mobile setup, and then, like, if they think there's something like they can tweak it while they're at the track, and I thought that was really interesting. Apparently, they're the only manufacturer that does that.
Yeah, and I've heard that the main two users of that sim have been Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick.
What do you
So
know? Huh.
go figure. Go
Okay.
figure.
Interesting. Interesting,
That is very
interesting. Interesting.
interesting.
Yeah,
That's a big deal. That's
it
a big
is.
deal if they're bringing it to the track. And I mean, I wonder if that's part of. You remember when 2311 came out with that huge new hauler this year? I wonder if that's
Mhm.
something to do with that.
It could be. Yep.
Because
I don't know why I just thought of that about that, but that was a conversation I know when we were talking about RAM at the beginning of the year and their lack of simulation and how it was gonna really put them behind. And then I remember having that conversation at the wedding, and it's been something I've been meaning to bring up to you, but that's funny that you saw that too.
yeah, this just happened to be the week they talked about it. That was the only decent piece of information I got off DBC all weekend, and I could not. I don't know about you. I tried to listen to Action is Detrimental this week.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't get through it. The quality was so bad. I don't know. how they
Well,
didn't come up with a
yeah.
better plan for
It
that.
it wasn't their normal setup. They were kind of all over the place a little bit. It was hard for me to
Yeah.
pay attention. I will say I was, thoroughly entertained. Still don't like him, by the way, but I was entertained by the Dale Jr. download with Carson running that. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to that or not.
I wasn't giving that motherfucker a time of day. No, I'm just kidding. No, I didn't listen to it. I really didn't.
He's
He had
entertaining,
some
I will give him that. He's entertaining.
Yeah.
I still don't
He
like
had
him,
some
though.
takes. He had some takes that were interesting. I did like one of his takes, and that's the Jesse Love Connor Zilch thing. He's
That was
right.
funny to me because 'cause we've made that
Yeah.
comment before too.
Yeah, we don't care that they're
Yeah,
best friends. Why do we have to mention it all the time? It's a
yeah,
little much. So
yeah,
yeah, I agree with Carson there. That was a good one.
yeah.
And there was another one I can't really think of it right off the top of my head, but yeah, he
He
was at least interesting.
I think he was, uh this might re-jog your memory a little bit because this is what it was for me. He was talking about when Reddick laid over. He didn't like that at
Yep,
all,
I agree with that. Yes.
and,
Yeah.
I was with him
Mhm.
too. I know we kinda debated. I was a little in between, but the more the week's gone on, I don't like it. It's, you're there to win, and, yeah, sorry, I might have abused you. I mean, to me, that's more of a I put my arm around you after the race and go, "I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to do it like that, but it is what it is," right?
Yeah, with Reddick, I will never forget that Bristol dirt race. He had never won before. Chase Briscoe comes up, wipes him out.
Yep.
Chase Briscoe, if this was me, Chase Briscoe comes up to me, I'm popping him in the face
You
immediately.
would do that
Tyler Reddick,
anyway.
yeah, Tyler Reddick, he just said, "Oh, it's okay, pal," and it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I
I
remember
like
being so
Tyler
mad
though,
after that
man.
race.
I did like, I think Carson was, saying, that's like Michael Jordan making a bad block on someone and then going, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. Here's the ball bat. Try again." Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
no, yeah, no, it's a great
I don't know.
point.
It's a little bit of a I don't know if it's a generational thing, but I don't know. I'm still torn because I give respect to him for it, but I don't know. I like I'd rather apologize to you later than just roll over. I mean, I don't know. It's in the past.
Yeah.
This is the weekend preview. I'm not trying to recap too much, but Ross, did you do your homework for the in season tournament?
Well, I'll tell you what, Josh, I made this bracket last week as soon as this thing dropped, and I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to do one bracket. It's going to be my bracket of integrity, as they used to say on Mike and Mike in the morning.
Uh-huh.
And it's the one I just came out with the top of, off the cuff. So we'll see how it goes.
All right.
I'm assuming you made yours yesterday and did some research. Uh,
I actually, believe it or not, I didn't realize it, but I had made my bracket, um, I think last week, and I forgot I did. I did make like one or two just little minor tweaks, but that was it. Um, so I thought it'd be fun to maybe just go through the bracket and we can talk about the matchups heading this weekend, and then I guess maybe give our winners. So go over the matchups for Sonoma, and then we can continue this like every week. But we'll give our matchups for this week, and then talk about our winner. If you're good with that.
yeah, let's do it.
So, all right, first matchup. And can I just say, thank you NASCAR for actually seeding it the correct way this year. They're doing points first through 32nd as of not this week, but I guess before Coronado. Versus I think last year they did like a 3-race stretch where it was like your seating was based off those 3 races, and I thought that was a terrible idea. So I feel
Mhm.
like this is a more true seating. So the number 1 seed Tyler Reddick versus the number 32 seed of Alex Bowman. Who do you have advancing, Ross?
Well, I think this might be one of the easier ones to pick, and it's not normal in a normal season. I would say Bowman has a chance, but Bowman is just awful right
Slowman.
now.
He's
Slowman,
a
yes,
slowman. Yep.
Alex the Slowman. So
Yep.
I definitely went with Tyler Reddick here. I feel like Sonoma's a pretty safe track to not have a ton of upsets.
Yep.
So
And
yeah,
and
so I went
Alex
with Reddick.
Bowman, I mean, Alex Bowman's a good road course racer, so, like, it's sneaky to where I think it's only gonna like a lot of these matchups, right? Like if someone has an issue, obviously. But he's sneaky enough that like it could happen if something like last week happens where Reddick has a flat tire late or something like that. I can see Bowman sneaking by him. But if we're just talking head to head speed, Tyler Reddick all day long, and that's who I've got as well. I'm just gonna go from left to right, but I'll say the seeding for each one. So right under that, we have number 16 seed Austin Cindric versus number 17 seed Brad Keselowski. Who you got?
100% Austin Cindric. Brad just cannot stay out of his own way in the next gen car on road courses. I'd say he probably wrecks more than anybody in the next gen car on road courses. So the safe pick to me is Austin Cindric.
Yep, I'm in agreement. Next matchup, we got the number 8 seed of Mi Amigo Daniel Suarez versus the number 25 seed, the Todd Father. Ross, I'm gonna go first with you. You know, on paper, it was a pretty quick decision, but the more I thought about it, and after how Todd ran last week, it's not as easy of a decision, but I'm still gonna roll with mi amigo Daniel Suarez.
Same here, brother. And I think both of this matchup and the next matchup have similar characteristics,
Mhm.
but um, we have two hot drivers going against two fast or drivers that are in faster cars right now. So
Yep,
I'm going to go with the drivers in the
and
faster
they're
cars,
both
unfortunately.
teammates as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm with you. I'm going mi amigo.
Alright. Right below that matchup is what you just referenced. We've got the number 9 seed, teammate of Daniel Suarez, the Hurricane Hocevar, number 9, versus our, quickly become I don't know about you, but kind of becoming one of my favorite drivers to pull for each week, the number 24 seed of Zane Smith. This one was tough for me again. You got fast versus kind of hot right now. I'm gonna just go for Zane Smith, man. I think Zane's a great road course driver. Obviously, Carson did a great job last week, and we know he's got speed every week, but I like Zane Smith.
I would love to go with Zane, but
Oh,
we've
is this our
seen
first
Carson.
disagreement?
This is our first disagreement. I would love
Okay.
to see Zane beat Carson, but Carson has been spending a lot of time on the simulator. He's been putting a lot of laps in. It seems like every track, every road course we go to, he's slowly getting better at the road courses. Obviously, it was pretty strong last week after some other stuff. I'm going to Hocevar.
Okay. Well, that'll be interesting. The matchup below this one's kind of an intriguing matchup, Ross, if you really put some thought into it. You got the number 12 seed of Chase Briscoe versus the number 21 seed of AJ Allmendinger. Who are you going with on this?
Against my own judgment, I'm going to go with Chase Briscoe, just because he's got a better car. I mean, it just comes down to that. That 19 car has been so fast at Sonoma for so many years. James Small has a great little package there, so I'm going with Chase Briscoe.
I'm agreeing with you there. My heart wanted to go with AJ, but I did a little research as well, and Chase Briscoe actually was very fast last year at Sonoma, finished P2. That 19 car has been really good there for years, even going back to when Martin Truex Jr. was in it. So I really like the number 19 to advance over AJ. Although AJ, which I believe is your pick this week in our pool, right? You got
It is.
AJ
Yep.
versus who did I take? I can't remember.
I had the same problem. I didn't even write it down on my phone. I don't even know if you made a pick this
I
week.
did make a pick. We'll have to go back and listen. I can't
Yeah, we'll have to
remember.
go back and listen because I was like, why didn't I write that down? But
It's
I
all
did
right.
not.
We'll go back. All right. So we both got Briscoe there. I don't think we need too much time to discuss on this. We got number 5 Ty Gibbs versus number 28 Austin Dillon.
Gibbs.
Gibbs, yep, we're in agreement there. Although I will say, I feel like Austin has been doing a lot better at the road courses recently. I feel like RCR is kind of taking a step forward there. I know him and Kyle earlier in the season both ran really good at Watkins Glen, and Austin had some moments, both Austins at Coronado. So maybe don't sleep on him, but I like Ty Gibbs overall. Another intriguing matchup here. We got the number 13 seed of Bubba Wallace versus the number 20 seed of Michael McDowell. Who you got on that one?
Well, I know Bubba's gotten a lot better at road courses, but I'm going to go with McDowell. McDowell just has all around speed at these traditional road courses, so I'm going with McDowell.
I'm going to go the other way. And I think it's because of last week changed my mind. I could be making a big mistake here. This is one of the adjustments I made. I originally had McDowell, and I didn't even think twice about it. But after his performance last week, I don't know if Bubba's just gotten a lot better at road courses, or if it's the car, or a combination of both. But I'm going Bubba Wallace for the upset. Well, it's not really the upset, I guess, because technically he's the better seed. But in my mind, it would still be an upset to beat Michael McDowell at a road course.
Yeah, that would be a big upset if Bubba beat him. That would really open him up to move pretty far, I'd say.
Yep. And then the bottom matchup on this side of the bracket, we've got number 4 seed Chase Elliott versus number 29 seed of tough guy Noah Gregson. Again, I don't think there needs to be much discussion here, right?
Yeah, this is 100% Chase, and I don't plan on saying the other guy's name for the rest of the season. He's not worth our time. He's just a garbage driver with a garbage attitude, garbage kid. So,
Yep. I'm
yep,
with you.
yep.
All right, to the other side of the bracket, we've got number 2 seed Dennis Hamilton versus who he called his own kryptonite, bracket finalist last year, the number 31 seed of Ty Dillon. Does Ty Dillon continue his Cinderella story this year, or does Denny Hamlin dispose of his kryptonite?
I think the Cinderella run is over before it even starts this season. I think Denny gets it done. Denny will be running to finish between 10th and 16th this week, which I think will be far enough ahead of Ty Dillon to be safe.
I'm going to go ahead and just say Denny finishes 12th place this week. I don't know
I think
why.
I really think that's a perfect. If I was going to pick a spot, I think that would be about where I'd predict. Yep, I think he's just going to be pretty chill, try not to get in trouble, and just try to keep it close. I think he'll put in a solid effort.
I do kind of hate that this opening round is at a road course. I think it'd be better if it was on an oval, but I guess beggars can't be choosers. The matchup below that, we've got the number 15 seed and recent kind of resurgence of the Legacy Motor Club driver, the number 43 of Eric Jones, versus the Mickey Mouse 3-time champion Joey Logano and the number 18 seed. Who you got?
I would love to go with Eric Jones because he's my dude, but I'm going with Joey Logano. Like you said with Denny, Joe Logano probably finished 13th right behind Denny.
Yep, I am agreement there. Next, we've got have you seen the Mr. Busher guy, by the way, on TikTok? He's pretty funny. The
I have not seen him. No.
Mr. Busher. He's
I've never seen that.
yeah, I think he's called like NASCAR Tyler or something, but apparently he's gotten so popular that RFK have actually made like Mr. Busher like merchandise and everything. So
Well, dang, look at that.
yeah, so we got
should start something like that.
Mr. Busher, the number 7 seed, versus John Hunter Nemechek, the number 26 seed.
Busher.
Yep.
No discussion needed.
Yep. Same here. Moving on. We've got this one's going to be a little intriguing this weekend as well. We've got Bell, the number 10 seed, Bell / Brent Cruz. I'm assuming, I don't know if I saw if it was confirmed, but I'm assuming that they're going to do something similar they did last week, where Bell will start the race and Brent Cruz will take over. So Bell / Brent Cruz versus your boy, the watermelon man himself, number 23 seed Ross Chastain.
Give me the watermelon boy.
That's who I'm taking as well, actually. That's one of the changes I made. I originally had Bell, but seeing where he's at, and then, I mean, Brent Cruz is such a great road course driver, but I think his youth and lack of experience is not going to be enough to overcome the watermelon man.
Yeah, he drove it right off the track in practice earlier today in the Xfinity Series or ORAP Series. So, yeah, I'm going with Ross Chastain as well.
Yep, cool. So sounds like there's only 2 so far that we're indifferent on. the number 11 seed of Jeff Gordon Jr., aka William Byron, versus Ricky Spenhouse Jr. himself, number 22 seed. William Byron, are we both in agreement here?
Yeah, not unless a meteor falls out of the sky and hits William Byron right in the right front,
Which
breaks
it
the toe
could.
link.
It
It
very well
could, it
could.
could.
Yep.
But yeah, Byron all the way on this one.
This one is actually going to be a little more intriguing than it looks on paper,
You're
but
crazy.
I,
You're
I'm just
crazy.
saying. I'm just saying. I think it might be a little closer than what we think. But we got Young Money, my boy, Kyle Larson versus the I don't know what you call him, the lame duck season, Mr. I just stole your ride, Riley Herbst in the number 27 seed. I'm going Larson. Okay, I've got to go Larson, but I'm just saying I think Riley might put up a little bit of a fight.
I think Raleigh will go back to normal this week on a road course. So probably 25th to 30th. I think Larson will
Really?
be
You think?
just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Toyota just had such an advantage last week with all that simulator time and
Yeah, I don't know.
think about
We'll
all the
see.
laps they were putting in for just
He's hot,
how
man. He's
important.
hot. I think Riley gets a top 20. I'll say a top 20.
I think he'll finish 28th and he'll wreck it.
This is probably one of the funniest memes I've seen in a long time. I think you probably saw this too, but we've got
Mm-hmm.
the number 14 seed of the king himself, Mr. SVG, versus Ryan Priest. If anyone missed this meme, credit to Ryan Priest. I don't think I realized that Ryan Priest was as funny as he is. I've been kind of following him on Twitter a little bit more closely recently. He posts some pretty funny stuff. I don't know if he just has a good PR guy or if it's just RFK or what, but um it's the little I want to say his name's Winslow, maybe back to the Hey Arnold days. Um,
Oh yeah, the little mouse.
yeah, and he's
Yeah,
coming out the
yeah.
door and he looks and he sees SVG's his competition and he just turns right back around and closes the door. That's what Ryan Priest posted. So, although shout out to Ryan Priest because he ran really good last week at Coronado. But we got to go with SVG, right?
Yeah, 100%. It's got to be SVG. Ryan Priest has turned into a probably top 12-ish road course racer in the series, but
Mhm.
yeah, going against SVG is just asking to lose. So, sorry, Ryan Priest.
The final matchup, we've got YRB Ryan Blaney, the number 3 seed, versus another one who is being kicked out of his ride, Josh Berry, the number 30 seed. We're both in agreement. I think Ryan
But
Blaney.
yeah, Ryan Blaney, Josh Berry, he won't finish the race. He'll wreck out at some point. We know how
Yep.
this goes. Yeah, he's
I'm
bad.
interested. I feel like this is a pretty straightforward round for the most part. I mean, and again, we know that some chaos can happen at road courses, some late race restarts, a little bit of bumping, chaos. So, that might be the only thing that shakes this up, but I think there's only a handful of matchups that I genuinely feel like could go either way.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't think there's going to be anything too crazy. Sonoma's usually the most straightforward road race we have each season. Not a whole lot of chaos and stuff. So I agree with you there. Yeah, but I think Chicagoland would be very interesting with some of these matchups.
Yeah, do we want to continue this or do we want to kind of wait for our Chicago matchups?
Say, wait, sorry, my wife's checking on me.
Yeah, you're good. Hello, Mrs.
Get out of here! No, I'm just kidding.
I'm playing with my friends, Mom. Hang
I'm doing a
on.
podcast. I'm so cool. All right.
All right, let's
Now,
just
did
go
you
ahead.
want to?
Give me your champion. I have a feeling we've got the same guy, but
I guarantee we don't have the same guy.
okay.
I almost guarantee we don't have the same guy.
All right, who you got?
My champion.
Give me your final matchup and then your champion, which the final would be at Indianapolis.
The final for me in the Ross Tatum bracket is Chase Elliott versus Ryan Blaney, with
Oh,
Chase Elliott as your champion.
okay. I think Chase's path is probably one of the easiest paths, I would say.
NASCAR's rigged, man. What can we say? I'm just kidding.
I also have Chase Elliott in my final, but I have him against I don't know what I was gonna go for a nickname, but we'll just call him the hottest driver in NASCAR right now. Denny Hamlin versus Chase Elliott. I've got Denny taking it.
Wow. So you think Denny will get through Echo Park?
Yep.
I'm surprised
Yep.
because
Yeah.
that's where
No.
I actually have Joey Logano. No, I don't. No, let's see. I actually have Ross Chastain beating Denny Hamlin at Echo Park. So
Chastain beating it. Oh, you know what? I might have to redo this bracket a little bit because the way the seating worked. I'm talking about like my final rounds because I don't think my matchups are matched up correctly. So I'm glad I double checked that. The first round is fine. I got all those, but I don't think my bracket like put them in the right because I did like a custom thing. I didn't do it on
oh,
NASCAR.com.
gotcha.
So I may have to. I'm still gonna say Denny Hamlin for now to win it,
Well, that
but
makes sense. I mean, Denny
yeah,
can win it
yeah,
from what.
yeah. I just don't think
Yeah.
it's the path that I had selected him for. So, I'll double check that. But
Now I'll give you my final four real quick. I got Carson versus Chase on one side, and I got Ross versus Blaney on the other side.
okay,
So that's my final four.
all right.
Uh,
Well, I'm gonna have to redo my bracket then to make sure my matchups are correct. So, but yeah, that is my first round matchups. I think what the only ones we differed on was Carson and Zane Smith, and then what Bubba and Michael McDowell. I think those were the only ones we disagreed on, right?
Yep, I think so. And we know how this works. Someone big is going to have issues, blow up,
Yep.
run off the track. Something will happen, and all this will mean nothing. So I guess that's why it's good. We're only doing one a
Yeah.
week, one round a week, because it could all go to crap. I remember last year. I want to say I only had like 4 or 5 picks right after the first race, which was Echo Park, I think. So it was just mayhem last season.
I'm working on signing into my NASCAR account because I'm gonna go
Hey,
ahead.
good luck with that. Sometimes it takes me
I
forever to
know
get
it said
on
my
here.
password was wrong. So anyway, um, Ross, I mean, I feel like we were in a place where we were just writing SVG in to win both of these races. Obviously, last weekend did not go well. Do you see him having any issues this week, or do you think it's back to business as normal for SVG?
You know, I'm interested to see what his team does. I'm interested to see if they try to do what they did last week and just give up stage points to go for the race win, which I thought was a huge miscalculation and error by the team. I'm interested to see if they try to do that again or if they just go on kill mode and go for 75.
Yeah,
So,
if it's me, and I only say this because this was back when Larson was firing on all cylinders, a couple years ago at Sonoma. I just very clearly remember them taking the stage points in stage one and then flipping it in stage two to put themselves in position for the final stage and run it out. And I just feel like that's the best formula. I think I think if you try to get too greedy, you can definitely get yourself in trouble. If you get mired back at the start of stage three. So if it's me and you're up front and you are chasing points at this point, I would take your stage points in stage one, flip it in stage two, and go for that win in stage three.
yeah, I tend to agree with you. They need to win at least one stage. I mean, I don't think any of it's going to matter. I don't think he's going to be close enough to. I don't think he's good enough on the ovals right now with his car to really make the playoff or the chase. But um, yeah, I think it's going to be hard to beat him this weekend. I think he's still going to be out overwhelmingly the favorite to win this race, whether he flips stages or not. I feel like last year he just ran away with it by a lot.
Yeah.
Similar to Mexico City, like 8 or
Mm-hmm.
9 seconds by the end of the race. So,
Yep.
yeah. I we could be ready for another butt whooping, which you know, could
I
be
think he's gonna
interesting.
come out pissed too, honestly. Like after how last week went. Like
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like maybe the pressure's not quite as high. It's not this big marquee event like Coronado was. Yeah, I think it's back to business as normal. I think he freaking whoops ass this weekend. I mean, just straight up.
Yeah. And I know he wants to make the chase. I get it, but man, I don't think anything would beat getting a NASCAR win. So,
Mhm.
I think more importantly, I almost think he probably cares about the win more than he does the chase.
Yep,
So,
I agree. Um, any big odds you're seeing this weekend at all on anything? I mean, I've got SVG at -150 on FD. I mean, almost a 1-for-1 return. I guess technically it's like a what, 2 for 3 or something like that.
not great.
Yeah,
I
you
did.
put $10 down to get $5 to win.
I
It's
saw. I saw Zane Smith top 10, 450. I did take that. Uh,
I got Zane Smith as a top forward at plus 1,400. I like
See,
that.
I haven't. This is the first time I've checked the top. You know, for each car or for each manufacturer. Yeah, I mean, you see these team props and it says Trackhouse minus 2,200 to win.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy. You got Tyler Reddick on 2311. You got Larson and Chase, or well, especially Larson. Larson's really good at Sonoma.
Mhm.
I mean, plus 600 for Hendrick. I mean, and Byron's pretty good at Sonoma. So, I mean, there's some risk out there. I would see me personally. I'm not really betting a lot of money this weekend because it's so chalk. The books
Mhm.
know what's going to happen for the most part, and they obviously see it's either going to be SVG or Zilich, one or the other. And obviously, I think it's going to be SVG, but
Yep.
there's not a lot of good odds out there. That's another reason I don't really love the road courses. I do like doing DFS on road courses, but even then, I have struggled to make a good road course lineup
Mhm.
in the last 2 seasons with DFS. So I don't know. Do you have anything popping out at you right now?
I'm kinda with you. It's nothing crazy. I mean, the one I looked at was the I like the Zane Smith top forward at plus 1,400. I feel like they're still sleeping on him a little bit. I think Chris Buescher's gonna be really good this weekend, so, that might be a tough battle for Zane, but, um, yeah, nothing too crazy.
You just brought up a good one. Chris Buescher to win at plus 2,200 might not be a bad bet.
Okay. Yeah,
You know what? I'm going to put $5 on that right now.
do it.
I think it's safe to say he was the best car next to SVG last week, until he had his issues as well. Um, so yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, it's actually not a bad pick. He was really fast. He's been really fast there every season. Although he tricked me at Watkins Glen, so maybe I regret that $5 I just put down. I don't
Well,
know, man.
I mean,
This
maybe
just
you'll get a cash out at some point, you know? I mean,
yeah, maybe SVG will run it into the barriers like Austin Green did today.
yeah, that
So
was a hard lick, by the way.
now, if anybody listens to this before the Saturday race, you're gonna have to put Austin Green in your DFS lineup. I mean, he's gonna be
Yes.
starting at the very back of the field. Solid road course racer, definitely gonna get a top 12ish at least,
I
even
think
in a
he'll get a
backup
top
car.
10. He'll get a top 10.
Yeah, oh
I
yeah,
think he
they'll
will.
they'll. I think it'll be similar to the Bubba Wall situation last week, where the team is gonna make the strategy, get him up front somehow, some way, and he'll be able to hold that track position. So
Um,
that'll be a good one.
let's turn our attention a little bit. I wanna talk points a little bit, for Cup. Um, big swing that we were not expecting last week. Denny Hamlin's 8 points out. Um, how far behind Reddit does Denny leave this weekend?
25, give or take. Now, I
Yeah.
think there's a good chance Denny comes out and finishes top 10 in the stage one,
Mhm.
takes the points,
I
gets
like
what,
that.
probably,
That's what,
s-
17 points that he would lose, which I think we
yeah,
were both expecting him to be, what, over 50 behind after Sonoma, like,
yeah. Oh,
going
I
into
was,
these,
yeah.
so, yeah, he's looking real good. Kyle Larson is up to 4th place. It's a tight battle between Larson, Gibbs, and Chase Elliott, 4th through 6th, only 2 points separating those guys, and all 3 of those guys are good road course drivers, so I think that'll be a fun battle to kinda watch this weekend.
Yeah,
Um,
we saw Hendrick had speed last week. Well, Larson had speed last week, so that was good to see Larson be fast on a road course again because it's been
yeah,
a while.
it
So,
has.
um, yeah, should be
Any
interesting between
any
that.
big standout guys? I mean, are we worried about anyone specifically? Do we feel really good about any like bubble drive or anything?
Obviously SVG is gonna have a good week. Cindric, man, he's just so confusing on road courses. You'd think he'd be like one of the top guys. He grew up in sports cars, but he's just never really hit it in these next gen cars on the road courses. So, um, I'd like to say he's gonna do good this weekend, but he's just not proving it to me at any road courses. Um, Allmendinger could creep really close up to the top
Mm.
16, but after this week, I don't know. He's been pretty good at Echo Park, so he could run decent there. McDowell probably creep up to the top 16, close to it. I'm interested to see how Ross does this week. See if they. I want to make sure. I'm hoping they don't bite themselves in the foot again. But yeah, a lot of these guys that are
Bite
solidly in the
themselves
top.
in the foot.
Did I just say that? I don't
Yeah.
know. That's almost as bad as saying Corey Day in a
Corday
very good
or what did I say? Twote my queet or
quote my
something.
tweet. Yeah, I got a
Yeah,
good laugh out of that in the
I know.
car going down the road.
Golly.
Um, Gosh, I didn't realize William Byron is 13th in points. Holy moly. What the heck?
Seabell's 12th.
Seabell's 12th, yeah.
It's been a
I
weird
mean,
season, man. It really has.
yeah, what's crazy is the season started out so calm, just like I remember telling you guys like just how bored I was with the
But
season
yeah,
because there was
it
no
was just stage
cautions.
cautions that were
Yeah,
the cautions.
for like 6 races, man. It was bad. And
Yep.
then I don't know what it was about a month, 2 months ago, around the 600, the season just took off and people are getting more aggressive and um I mean, just think of the flip-flopping we've seen in points between all these people. Yeah, I mean, I really don't ever I've never liked the summer stretch. I remember playing NASCAR games and completely skipping the summer stretch because I didn't even like it back then because, you'd have like Pocono, Michigan and all these
Uh-huh.
tracks and Sonoma, Watkins Glen.
So
And
this is some childhood trauma that you're having to
this is
get
just
through.
childhood trauma, man. I would
Okay.
literally skip that stuff. And this season, this has probably been since the 600, it's been probably the strongest part of the season so far. So it's been entertaining, and and like I said, I'm glad that we're done with road courses after this week.
I think one thing that's really stuck out to me is I think we're still continuing to learn this point system a little bit because there's been so many times that I feel like I've been like, oh yeah, he's a lock, or no, he's completely out of it, and like here they are, like we were talking SVG's a lock for the playoffs right after Charlotte, like he was what 10th in points, I think, and then obviously no one expected him, to finish where he did last week, and it's just crazy. I mean, he looked like he really turned the page. We've talked about this before though with the metric and how the qualifying really helped him and he didn't really fall. He just continued to run, kind of where he started, which was a huge benefit when we had all those rain out qualifyings in a row. So maybe a little bit of false hope that gave us for SVG and then having the issues last week. So I'm worried that even if he goes out and wins this race, I don't know if it's going to be enough for the rest of the season. I mean, there's still what 8 races after this.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think I just don't see them making it. There's just in my opinion they're just too far off on the ovals. And you bring up a good point right there when you mentioned the points. Because the old point system back in like the 2000s, 2010, what was it called? The Latfer system or whatever was like
Mm,
185 for the winner, and then last place got like 43.
yeah,
Finishing last now is so detrimental
yeah.
to everything. I mean, if you finish in the bottom 10 cars, you're getting like, I don't know I don't even know what the percentage is, but you just lose so many points compared to the rest of the field. And back in the old days, like when you would finish bad, yeah, it'd be a bad day, but you didn't lose your ass like you do now.
Yeah,
So,
and especially I think with the introduction of stage points and everything, I mean,
mhm.
you miss stage points and then you wreck out or, like, you wreck out early in stage 1 and, you
Yeah,
know,
I mean, you're talking about like a 75-point swing
that's
that
a
you could
lot.
have. I
Mhm.
mean, it's insane. It's
Yep.
it's 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 something that I kind of feel like they might need to look at eventually just
Well,
because.
yeah, I don't know if necessarily look at. I think it's just learning how to adapt because just as fast as you can lose it, you can gain it back, the next
Yeah,
week.
that's
So
a good
I
point.
I
Yeah.
think, I think just as, like, the race fan and the perspective is just getting used to those big swings where, like I said in the past, if I saw someone 50, 60 points out, I'm going, "Man, that's gonna take 4 weeks to run them down and have really good weeks for 4 weeks," and now it's like 2 weeks and you're right there. It's just like I'm not used to, like, the such big swings. I remember I called it early in the season. As soon as Reddit got, like, close to 100, I was like, "That's it." Like, no one's catching him, and here
Mhm.
comes Denny, right? So it's just like I think it's just getting used to how big swings we can see. I'm looking at Kyle Larson 180 points out, which you're like, he's forever away, but if he's getting hot right now, he's Blaney's only at 133, so that's what, 47 points? Like, he can make that up in 2 weeks, and where
Yep.
before I'm like, "Man, that's gonna take him 6 weeks to catch Blaney." So,
Mhm.
you feel that way? That's how I feel with the swings.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, the point swings are just humongous now. So, like we said, Brad was solidly in the top 8 until about 6 weeks ago,
Yep.
and now
Gosh, what
he's
a
19th.
dismal frickin' summer stretch he's had.
Yeah, and, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to get behind the 8 ball, and, I mean, you see it with Byron and Bell and all these guys. Literally 3 weeks ago, Ricky, we were talking about Eric Jones in 23rd in points,
Right? Writing them off.
and I said, he's got speed all of a sudden," and now he's 14th,
Yeah,
and it wasn't like 20 points separating him from 16th. It
yeah.
was like 80 points
Oh, yeah,
separating
he
them,
was back.
and,
That's just one thing that's really stuck out to me is how I think just talking it out loud now, it's like I didn't realize how much of a swing we've seen, but it really has happened throughout the
mhm.
throughout the course of the standings. Um, what else we got, man?
Well, I did want to bring this up Sunday, and we just had so much to talk about. I completely forgot. And I guess it is anyone having a worse week this week than Joe Gibbs? Because he just saw the driver that his grandson pleaded and pleaded for him to not sign for years and years, come in on his 13th start and win at probably one of the most difficult tracks NASCAR has ever seen. Um, Clearly show that he's the future of 2311, the future of probably Toyota, quite honestly.
Yep.
A bigger star than Ty Gibbs is and has been. Now, granted, Ty did win a race this season, but how pissed off would you be at your grandson who basically prevented you from signing maybe the next generational talent?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to break down because I wanna say, like, Joe's gonna do what he wants at the end of the day, but it doesn't feel like that, though. It does kinda feel like Ty Gibbs runs things over there, right? Which is odd. So I don't really know what that dynamic is, but yeah, I've heard Ty Gibbs not liking several people, right? And a reason that they wouldn't fit in over there, and obviously Ty Gibbs, whether you like him or not, I don't like him. He's the future of Joe Gibbs Racing. I mean, Joe's lost both his sons, and Ty Gibbs has kind of taken that role for him is the next guy, or who is going to be the successor to Joe Gibbs Racing. So it's like if Ty doesn't like you, then you're not in the company, is what it feels like. So yeah, I'm I haven't really thought about it from that perspective of how Joe would feel about that, but. Uh, it's interesting to think about the state of Joe Gibbs Racing. You got Denny Hamlin, topic that we've talked about a ton. He's planning on leaving at the end of next year, but we've both agreed that he would be stupid to. I think is the best
Mhm.
way to put it. So, does that lengthen his runway? You've got Brent Cruz, which, you know, I'm careful how I talk about some of these prospects because I don't want to talk about them like they're 25 years old because I mean the dude's a kid. I mean he doesn't have anything on his resume as far as I'm concerned, but it's just it's kind of weird to me how we paint these guys up as these next big things, and I'm like I haven't even seen you do anything yet, right? So,
Agree with that
um,
1000%.
like Denny's acting like he's like a Corey Haim kind of, and he might be like he could be, but to me it's just I don't know. It's just because you're dominating in late models or wherever the heck he's coming from. Like I don't think that makes you like a superstar in my book. Like now going out and winning 11 races in the truck series and winning a championship and then running part-time and still kicking everyone's ass and, being almost in the playoffs when you've missed half the season in the trucks and then winning in your 13th starting cup, like that's a resume. Like that's where
Mhm.
you can be like, damn, like this guy is going to be a future star. Like I don't
That's
think that
generational.
that's right.
Yep.
But just an 18-year-old kid who is coming in running ORAPS races and Joe Gibbs equipment and having good runs doesn't do anything for me yet, and I'm not trying to be negative the other way either. I don't know yet. Like he's just neutral to me. I don't have an opinion either way yet.
No, I agree. I think it's kind of crazy that you have all these talking heads in NASCAR just talking about how great Brent Cruz is and what a superstar he's about to be. And like you said, we just have nothing to base that off of. I'm not gonna Me personally, I've seen enough guys come through the system that I'm not gonna base someone's future success off of late model wins when, they usually spend the most money and they have the best cars. It's the same reason that I think that me personally, I worry about guys like, and we're already hearing about them, but like guys like Keelan Harvick and not Harrison Burton, but like Braxton Bush. I mean, honestly, and some of these other guys. I mean, when you're constantly outspending your competition, it's harder for me to judge how good you are when you're constantly in the best stuff. And Brent has always been in the best stuff. So I agree with that.
And
And
and while we're on the topic of Joe Gibbs Racing, I mean let's really break it down. So you've got Denny, who is your superstar right now. He's your leader. We I think we can say without a doubt, like there's more races in the rearview mirror than out the windshield for Denny, right? Whether he decides to lengthen that 2027
mhm.
deadline that he's self imposed or not. I know you're not a fan of Chase Briscoe. He Chase is solid, but I like he's not a star in my opinion. And then, I really started thinking about this a lot too. And I used to be on the other side of this where I felt like Chris Bell was super underrated. But Ross, is it time to start having a conversation about Christopher? I mean, I just did a quick little research. This is his 7th year in the Cup Series. Do you have any idea how many wins he has, just right off the top of your head?
It's not as much as you'd think. I don't think. I'm 12, 13.
It was 13, and I'm
Really?
like,
Wow.
so I think
In
of
the best
Christopher
equipment.
Bell. Yeah, I think of Christopher Bell as like a superstar in my head, but I'm like, is he really like? Is it time to start having a conversation about Chris Bell and saying is he really as good as we think he is? Like I know he's had awful luck this season, right? And I think I would even go further to say he's had terrible luck throughout a lot of his career too. Um, but it seems like whether it's bad luck or just whatever it is, like he's lost a lot of races too, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he's like you just said, 7 races, 13 wins. That's not great
Just under 2 wins a year.
considering Joe Gibbs consistently year in and year out since what? Since they switched to Toyota in 2008. In my opinion, even better than Hendrick Motorsports has been the most consistent and fastest team year in and year out. I cannot think of a single season where Joe Gibbs has had a downturn of any sort in a season with wins, performance, or anything. Because Hendrick, you'll go in waves. Like right now, we're in a down wave.
Mhm.
But have you ever seen a downturn in Gibbs? I don't think I have. And for Bell to only have 13 wins is pretty wild to me.
And I did another quick little, research thing here. So, the most amount of wins he's had is he's tied with 4 in 2024 and 2025. So,
So back to back years.
yeah, so you can say he's trending to be that kinda superstar, but, like, so then if you break it down further, so that means in the last 2 years, not counting this year, that's 8 of his 13 wins in the last 2 years. So, I don't know, it's interesting to think about, you know? I think of Chris Bell as, you know, I I might even say almost on par as, like, a Larson in terms of talent-wise. Like, I know he comes from the dirt background and, the Chili Bowls and stuff that he's won, and the wheelman that he is, but when you really start comparing side by side, like, I feel like he's yet to have that big breakout season where, like, you normally see a guy click off, like, 6 or 8 wins, right? And he's still early in his career, but he's not that young. I mean, he's what, 31, I think?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like,
31.
it ain't
Yeah.
like he's 25. I don't know.
And you got me looking these stats. You know how many laps he led last year?
How many?
282.
Yeah.
That's
It's
not
just
good.
interesting. I know. It's just, and then
Yeah, that's
obviously
not
Ty
good.
Gibbs is, nothing, he doesn't do much. Obviously, this has been the best start of his career, but, we talked about that 100 win thing and what it took 131 for him to win or something. Then you got Corey Heim winning in his 13th start part time. Like, I think it's just the difference between good and like generational.
Yeah, and I guess that leads back into our Denny and Kyle Larson conversation. It's just like, who are the other generational guys left right now? Um, Obviously, you got me looking at stats, and I'm looking at William Byron, 16 wins and 305 starts,
Mhm.
9 years.
Yep.
To me, that's not very impressive. I mean,
Yep.
considering the equipment he's racing, right? And considering the equipment that Christopher Bell's racing, and considering the equipment Ty Gibbs is racing. I mean,
No.
where are these generational guys? And yeah, it it's like one of those things when all these great guys retire and nobody replaces them. How do we know that we're still seeing the best racing on earth?
Yeah.
So
Yep. Just some thought provoking stuff, that I figured I thought you get.
we got deep.
Yeah,
We
I
got
mean
deep.
it was a good intro to that, and anyway, so any final thoughts on Sonoma this weekend, Ross?
No, nothing too crazy. I think the in season tournament, it will be interesting to keep track of.
I've
I think it'll
enjoyed
add
that
some,
the last
yeah,
couple of years.
it'll add some intrigue to the race, which is good. I don't have big expectations for this race. Sonoma's never been one of my favorite road courses. I am glad it's still on the schedule and stuff, but it's probably my least favorite. I put it behind Watkins Glen in terms of watchability, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Might do some parlays with SVG winning both races, but even then, I don't even know if it'll be even odds.
Yeah.
So
Plus 100 maybe.
yeah, it'll be plus 100. So because I bet tomorrow he's gonna be what 275, 300.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Probably.
yeah,
Well, I was gonna say I'll have to fact check myself, but as we were going through that tournament bracket, I wanna say I picked, Daniel Suarez for our head to head. I think I did.
Oh, that's right. You did. You did.
I
Yeah,
think
I
I
think
did.
you did. Yeah,
So,
I believe you
we
did.
got
Yeah.
me Amigo versus AJ Allmendinger, which I think that's a good matchup,
Yeah, I
for
think
that
they'll be
race.
right near each other.
Yep.
Daniel Suarez is sneaky good at Sonoma,
Oh,
so
yeah, that's where he got his first win.
that's where he
Yeah,
busted that pinata.
that's
Yep.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, so it should be interesting.
yeah, so, well, we'll see how it goes, like we talked about, always some good storylines coming in here. The in-season tournament will be fun to watch, as you said. Um, I think it'll be more of a surprise if SVG does not dominate this whole weekend. So we will stay tuned for that. I did not check the start time. I think it's probably another late Sunday race if I had to guess, especially being out west.
3:30, so
3:30. Okay.
12:30 Pacific. That's actually
So
pretty early for them.
yeah, so we'll see. I was gonna say we'll see you guys Sunday night. Maybe Sunday night, maybe Monday afternoon. We'll have to see. But either way, we will be back as always on the Burn It Down podcast. Oh, I've got to do one more thing just because you brought it up, Ross. And just in case our friends at the Nerditudes are listening, I pulled it out over you this last weekend at Richmond. So I know we said that there might be a little bit of bragging rights there. So I just had to throw that in right before we leave.
Hey, I even said it in the interview. I said he's going to brag and I'm going to shoot
I
him in the
was
head.
I
No, I'm just kidding.
wasn't
I'm not going to do that.
I wasn't going
But
to. I wasn't until you mentioned it, and I'm like, well, now I got to do it. So
hey, man, I was just points racing. Didn't want to put myself in a bad
I
situation, and
love not
I was
points racing,
happy.
man.
I
I
was
feel so
happy to
free.
see you win. I was happy.
I appreciate it.
Sometimes, believe it or not, Ricky, sometimes your friends can be happy for you when you win.
Brakey's the only teammate now that has not gotten a win in that series.
Hey, Breaky, we're rooting for you. I doubt you
Yeah.
listen, but we're rooting for
Yeah.
you.
You don't listen.
So I don't know
Yeah.
if they have podcast bans in Canada. I'm not sure.
That's right.
They're pretty
And
communist
we
up
had
there.
the debut of one Tom Ogle. If anyone's completely lost, Ross and I run in an iRacing league on Tuesday nights. It's a lot of fun. We run the truck series, so if anyone is interested in that, maybe we can add like an iRacing minute or a 2-minute where we do just a little tiny recap. Throw that in there. So
Yeah, maybe. Maybe
yeah,
we could do a CRL podcast. I don't know. We'll
man, wouldn't
see.
that be cool if that was a thing?
Yeah, if that was a real thing, yeah, that'd be
I would
great.
love to listen to that if that was a real
Yeah,
thing.
that'd be if anybody comes up with that idea, make sure you do it.
Yeah, sounds good.
So
So, well, Ross, it's been a pleasure. I'm gonna get off of here. Hopefully, my daughter does not wake up. I'm on lone dad duty tonight. I think my wife will come back hopefully at some point tonight. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna listen out for her. Felt like a good proud dad. Got her down before 8 o'clock on Friday by myself. So I'm gonna go listen for her. Go finish watching some World Cup. See if I can make a little
yeah.
coin here and there. So. Thank you guys for listening. We're looking forward to Sonoma. At least I'm looking forward to Sonoma. I know Ross is just trying to get through it right now, but we're almost there. So hang in there, Ross.
Survive in advance.
Survive
Survive
in
in
advance.
advance.
All right,
That's
guys.
all it is.
Enjoy the racing this weekend. We got ORAPS action tomorrow, and then we will end with the Cup Series on Sunday. So good luck out there. Hope you make some money, and we'll be back to recap it.